What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Wisdom Wayne podcast. I am your host, Matt Velvet. How are you doing? Today, we're gonna be sipping on some chicken cock. Yes, that's actually what it's called. And this is a single barrel pick from the Good Pour. So I picked up mine in the Good Pour in Gainesville, but they also have locations in Orlando. Shout out to Jigs and Alex from Goodport in Gainesville. They are the best. They have the best whiskey selection in Gainesville, hands down. Nice little bottle pop into the Glencairn. Now, I didn't even know that this brand did private barrels, but it's pretty cool. So nice. So nice. Yeah. Cheers. Let me know down in the comments below what you are sipping on tonight, even if it's water. That is delicious. So, I thought I would get on here and share a story that's pretty crazy about the time I talked to Lady Gaga on the phone. But before that, I kind of want to talk about competition. So that's a topic that's kind of been on my mind recently. And would you believe it if I told you I forgot to plug in the microphone again? I mean, at this point, it's just part of the gag, you know? So anyways, competition. It's kind of crazy to me anyways, how people can be so competitive and envious and jealous of other people's success. And I was thinking, it kind of goes back to what I was talking about before with abundance, and the power of intention and manifesting. People who get jealous and envious are usually operating in a lack mindset. But if you're able to operate from an abundant mindset or a mindset of abundance, then you realize there's more than enough to go around. And once you do that, life becomes a lot easier because we can all win, we can all achieve our dreams and all that. And instead of being bitter or angry whenever we see others win, and we can congratulate them and celebrate them, then I think that just brings more blessings to us. That's just something that was on my mind. When I see my friends or colleagues or people like that in my circle winning, then I'm more than happy for them, and I will be there to congratulate them. Also, for my friends and loved ones, I will drop everything to be there for them. And that's just how I operate. But yeah, I just wanted to give you my 2 cents on that. Also, I have some exciting news about the podcast. So at this point, the first episode has been out for a couple of days, and I've been really blown away and surprised and thankful and so appreciative of the love and support. On YouTube, it's been doing better than my past releases. Like, it's in the top 3 or whatever of the last 10 videos I've released. which is amazing because whenever I recorded that, I was super nervous. But like I said in the podcast, I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna do it. And even after I recorded it, edited it, and everything, I'm like, I don't know if I should release this. Like, is this good enough? Like, am I rushing it? Blah blah blah. I was second guessing myself so much. But I just released it. And I've been so blown away by how well it's doing. And it's really feels like a sign that I'm on the right path. So if you're a video listener, check out the description box below and you can find links to the Apple and Spotify versions of the audio only. And if you're listening to the audio, then go to youtube.com/MattVelvetOfficial, MattVelvet official, to check out the video. Sometimes I add special clips or bonuses. So yeah, me personally, I like listening to podcasts in the car, but I also like watching the videos. So, I have both options available. So thank you so much to all my supporters. I love you so much. Okay, so this all started my freshman year of college. So to give you a little background, Lady Gaga played a big part in me kind of coming into my own and kind of developing my own sense of style, sense of self, and her music and her influence really allowed me to kind of be free, and express myself in a way that I didn't think I could or didn't ever feel comfortable doing in the past. So, I think it was my senior year, the song Born This Way came out. And that kind of like changed things for me. And for so many people, so many people in the LGBT community and just people who felt different. So it was like a really liberating time for me. And I was able to just like explore different things and kind of just become my own person. So I had a real big connection to the artist known as Lady Gaga. So fast forward a little bit, my freshman year, I came back for the holidays. And this is after I was Baker acted and everything, and had a very wild first semester of college. But somehow, through it all, that was the only semester I had a 4.0 GPA. I don't know. I just do well under pressure, I guess. So yeah, I was back for the holidays, and I watched this interview with Lady Gaga on some TV channel or something, some news station or something like that. And she was talking about her fans and how if the fans call her parents' house whenever she's home, her dad or someone will hand her the phone and she'll talk to them. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should try that. My DoorDash order's been picked up. So yeah. Once I saw that, I was like, made it my mission. I was going to talk to Lady Gaga. And if you've been on TikTok recently with her new release, she has been reposting and commenting on every video about her new song, Abracadabra. And she's just like a normal person, People forget that. One day maybe I'll be famous, but people who are famous are just normal people. And it's cool when they're like humble and interact with their fans like Lady Gaga does. I have been recognized once, and it's it was a long time ago. Um, I started my YouTube channel in 2008 when I was in middle school, and we were at our church Easter event or something. And me and my brother and cousin had been making these silly YouTube videos that you will not find unless I send you the unlisted link to them, because it was a different time and you're not going to see those unless I want you to. um, but yeah, it was so crazy because we would just make these silly videos and we were racking in the views. Like, one of my videos had 175,000 views, and it was just this stupid little video we did, and we were just having fun. And if I can take anything from that, um, it's I think we were so successful because we were just being ourselves and having fun and not taking it too seriously. And I think that's what people connect to. And people I know today, who are kind of in this field of creating content and doing entertainment and stuff like that, when you force it, like, it doesn't translate as well. And I've noticed that with my own stuff as well. Like the first podcast episode, I didn't force it. I kind of just did it. It wasn't perfect. I wanted to perfect it, but I decided to just send it out there, and now it's doing well. So, yeah. Um, we were at the church like Easter extravaganza, and this girl came up to me and she's like, "Oh my God, like I had no idea you lived here. I thought you like lived in LA or something." And this was like in 2009, 2010, um, after our videos started picking up. And it was really weird because, like, if that happened now, like, it would affect me more. But back then, I was just like, "Oh yeah, haha." Still very shy, innocent, and humble. Um, but yeah, life's crazy. And the more I do this, the more I realize I just want to connect with people and to have genuine content. Um, but speaking of fame, obviously Lady Gaga's first big album was called The Fame. And when she made the album, she wasn't famous. But her and her friends would go around and just exude the fame, which is like a mindset, an attitude. Kind of like how I tried to do with Matt Velvet, you know, saying I'm Matt Velvet. It's kind of like, ooh, wow, ah, ooh, ah. Uh, it's just theatrical. It's like acting, you know? Um, and so she kind of manifested that for herself. See how this all ties together? See how it's all coming together? Manifesting the fame, and then she becomes famous. Wow. Crazy. Um, so yeah, this is really good, by the way. You guys need to go pick this up from the Good Pour. If you live in Gainesville, Orlando, or any of the surrounding areas, you need to get this. It's really, really good. It's 121.8 proof. That's crazy. But it doesn't drink that hot. So, yeah. Oh my God, my DoorDash is almost here, but the show must go on. I watched the interview with Lady Gaga, and that planted the seed to do some digging and find out her phone number. Now, in this day and age, it's really rare to have a home phone line. I remember having one growing up, but it's been so long. Um, but the older generation, I guess, still have them. And Lady Gaga's parents have a home phone line. So that's the only way that this was all possible. Because if it were a cell phone or something, celebrities change their cell phone number all the time. It's so hard to figure out a celebrity cell phone number. And at this point in my life, I would not even attempt to. When I was younger, I was more dumb and didn't care. um, so I did some digging and used her government name and ended up finding her parents' home phone number in New York. So I was like, okay, what are we gonna do? So it's Christmas break, and I'm thinking to myself, like the little sleuth and detective I was, oh, she's got to be home on New Year's Eve, She had been touring, and she said in her interview that she did not have a home yet. So she was just touring and living out of a tour bus. So I'm like, well, Christmas Eve, she's got to be home, right? Italian family, they got to be celebrating Christmas. So I waited till Christmas Eve. It was me, my brother, and my cousin. Um, and I was like, hey, do you want to call Lady Gaga? And they could care less. They were like, yeah, whatever, you know. Um, I've always been a little extra, a little theatrical. So my cousin and brother were kind of used to my antics, and they're like, yeah, whatever, we'll play along. So I dialed up the number. It was kind of late at night, I guess, maybe like 10, and someone picks up, and I'm like, "Hi, is Stephanie there?" Because Stephanie's her government name. So I was like trying to act like I knew who she was. And she was like, hold on. And then someone else answered. And they're like, who do you want to speak with? I'm like, Stephanie? And then she asked again. She was like, who do you want to speak with? And I said, Gaga? And she's like, yes, it's me. And thankfully my cousin and brother were there because I would have like not known what to say, but they kind of helped ease the tension and kind of guide me along in the conversation. So apparently I had first talked to Lady Gaga's sister, and she gave the phone to Lady Gaga. And yeah, I was talking to Lady Gaga. I remember the phone call lasted for about 9 minutes, and I regret not recording it. Um, it was around the time before everything was recorded, and people still kind of lived in the moment. Um, so a lot of people don't believe me when I say that I talked to Lady Gaga on the phone, but I mean, I did. And my brother and cousin were there, and they experienced it as well. They did not care. They were just clowning around, just shooting the shit with her. I do remember she gave me a recipe for spiked apple cider, and they were intoxicated. I told her about my Tivana set that I got because I was really big into tea at the time and collected vintage little teacups inspired by Lady Gaga, of course. Um, that was like the height of, the my campiness, and that's kind of like what led into Matte Velvet. Um, I mean, I'm still a little campy, wearing my little kimono robe and sipping out of my Glencairn. Just a little different version. But yeah, I still think it's crazy that I talked to her. But also not crazy because she's just another person. And it was really fun. Um, my brother was talking about baby Jesus, and she was saying something about, whatever Catholic, I don't know. But it was fun, and she also gave me an exclusive about an unreleased song she was dropping for Christmas for her fans. It was a song called Stuck on Fucking You. And it did release at midnight, like she said. Um, I don't know if you've heard the song, but it's a good song. It's like a little track that they did on the bus, but that was confirmation. So, I mean, that's like one. And I'll be honest, I did try to call the number again more than one time. I was young and dumb, and her dad did tell me to stop calling. And I did, and I deleted the number, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is kind of like stalkery, so let's not do this anymore. But if she wouldn't have told me to, I wouldn't have. And I think that's like a pretty cool story to say that you've talked to one of the biggest artists on the planet. And at the time, she was at her very peak. I mean, she's like a legend at this point, but it was like when she was just starting to like rise to stardom. And it was so crazy, so cool, and one of those memories that I'll always have. And it was really cool that my cousin and brother were there to experience it as well, because it just adds to the lore. So, yeah, that's my story. And I would love to know if any of you have had a similar experience where you've talked to a celebrity on the phone or met them in public and had a conversation with them. Um, it's just really interesting. It's part of pop culture. It's part of our American culture. Celebrities. And it's kind of changed over the years, but I still find it's fascinating. So yeah, let me know below. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Wisdom Lane podcast. I am Matt Velvet, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Cheers. My DoorDash is here, so I've got to go. See you in the next one. Bye.
All I ever really wanted was my story to be told.